faster. Oh my gosh, already off to an insane start.
8 runs each, that's what they're gonna get. That's the format out here. The top 3 scores are gonna count. All right, now we got Carson.
Oh, Carson going with the 1-foot backslide. We've got Alex Hall, another guy, X Games gold medalist, always somebody to watch out for. Coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Going under the down flat rails. Going switch on. Pretzel 630 out.
Wallisch has ticked pretty much everything off the list that a free skier wants to, you know.
My name's Tom Walsh. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm a professional skier. I grew up in Pittsburgh and fell in love with skiing through terrain park skiing and rails specifically. Growing up on the East Coast, the only good type of skiing we had was rails. I mean, there's not a big mountain, there's not a lot of fresh pow, there's not long runs, so I just fell in love with the skate-style nature of terrain parks and rails and handrails, and with that, I eventually moved out west to pursue skiing as a career.
Tom is, in my opinion, like one of the most influential skiers in the game.
With that score, Tom Wallisch has set history with the highest score in skiing slopestyle history here in 2012.
Did really well at a bunch of events, without a bunch of video parts, urban, POW. It's just kind of like hit all the buttons in a way, and just overall great guy. Just a good role model, I think, for a lot of us.
I think growing up on the East Coast definitely played a huge impact on me as a skier and the way I gravitated toward rails and rail skiing. You don't need the biggest mountain, you don't need fresh snow, good weather, good light. Hiking a rail or doing a rail is such bare minimum required that it makes it easy and accessible for everyone. It keeps me captivated, it keeps me coming back for more to this day, like 32 years old, and I'm still hiking rails in the park with my friends. Rail jams meant so much to me as a kid. Growing up, I traveled the East Coast. I competed in rail jams out west, out east, all the way to Vermont. I mean, rails and rail jams were the way I kind of got my start.
Back in Ontario, growing up, there's not really big hills there, so I grew up competing in rail jams all the time. My childhood was just filled with going and traveling across Ontario just to different rail jams.
For me now, as like a long-term professional skier, having done this for over 10 years, I've seen rail jams kind of disappear. And I see a version of myself out there that might not be the best jump athlete in the world. I don't think I ever was, but I still made my way to the top of a couple slopestyle podiums. But that was all thanks to rails and rail jams and pushing my skiing.
You know, so growing up, I did a bunch of rail jams on the East Coast. Started out with like smaller local resort rail jams, but then the first really memorable rail jam was when I was in high school. Killington had this rail jam called Rails to Riches that a lot of people know. It was the first big win I ever had. When I was a junior in high school, 16 or 17, I won, and I won $4,000, which when you're in high school is just like an insane amount of money. That success and just the fun you can have and the environment of a rail jam, riding with all your friends, is just so addictive. It just keeps bringing you back. So I think as my career progressed, I kept looking for those kind of contests, and those were kind of how I initially got my foot in the door and started to get noticed by, you know, film companies and brands.
I think the coolest part about it is it's not just like an exclusive, like pro invite only, and like there's these up and comers that we know about, and they've all come out too to fight for like I think 3 spots to make it into the pro, and so like there's a chance for like a no name to make a name here. Like, you know, it's like a real like dream story. I think we're gonna have it actually happen while we're here. I think there's gonna be a top spot that might be taken by somebody who not a lot of people know about.
I saw a lack of events like that and a lack of opportunity for kids just like me that are growing up on the East Coast, that live in the Midwest, that have an incredible terrain park at their home mountain, but no jumps.
This is supposed to be the AM division, and it's going nuts, dude. I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. These kids are going crazy. They're already doing stuff I've never seen before. I don't know.
So without rail events, how do you get sponsored if you're just a really good rail skier and not necessarily the next trampoline prodigy doing the new triple cork? Like, how do you get noticed? They're really good at rails, they don't know how to jump. And those kids also are influencing. They should be sponsored. They deserve to, be making money for how good they are at one aspect of skiing. Hopefully, by hosting a Rail Jam event like the Steel City Showdown, I can give kids like me a chance to put themselves on the map, a chance to become sponsored and go pro and make a career just like I did in free skiing.
And the first guy we're going to be welcoming in to the pro event tomorrow here at Seven Springs is Tucker Fitzsimon. Let's hear it, Tucker. Come on.
One of my favorite things about the event was that I got to pit guys that I've met and seen in competitions, as well as the film aspect. So the urban skier that has never and will never do a slopestyle event, but they might be the best at rails because they hike handrails all year.
It's really awesome to kind of bring the community together. You've got urban film skiers, you've got contest guys, you've got guys who you don't really get to hang out with most of the winter, so it's really cool to bring everyone together for one weekend and just get to know everyone and have a good time.
There's people, you got Alex Hall, who just is coming off of I don't even know how many first place big airs and stuff. And then you got, myself, who I'm just a rail rat, I ski street stuff all the time. And it's bringing everybody together. We all are gonna view the course in a different way and just make it work for yourself. I know coming into this contest for me, I knew I wasn't gonna be the most technical tricks, but I knew how I ski, and I was gonna try and translate that to the course.
It's a pretty funny concept actually to think that a bunch of the free skiers that were competing were skipping a World Cup FIS event in Europe to be in Pennsylvania at a rainy rail event. But it just goes to show you, I think, what core fun events like this mean to the community. No points, no Olympic qualifying, no national team status coming out of this Steel City Showdown. Just good times and hopefully a great experience, and means so much to me that a lot of those guys would skip that event just to come represent for me.
A very good Saturday evening, everybody out there, and welcome to the first ever Steel City Showdown here at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, the stomping grounds of Mr. Tom Wallisch, and we are ready for the finals.
Something totally different for us. They get 8 runs and they gotta land 3, so they're gonna try to figure it out, see how it plays out.
All right, well, we are ready for the finals out here. Here it is on. Tom, we got the young blood, Jackson Karstetter, starting things off proper.
Oh, and an 81.3 for that one, so great score to start things off.
All right, now we got Cal Carson.
Oh, Cal Carson going with the 1-foot backslide, blindside 450 out. So nice Cal with a 76 on that one. So great way to start it off. And Zack there with the blind 360 switch up, Pretzel 270. So already off to an amazing start.
All right, another relatively unknown name as far as competition circuit goes here. Broccoli Bobby Sullivan. Here he is on course first go.
Oh, switch 270, front side 270 off. So
here we go, score dropping in for Bobby Sullivan with a 68.3. Again, it's your 3 best scores that will count. Now we got Colby Stevenson, Park City, Utah, dropping in for his first of 8 attempts here in the finals.
Onto the flat down rail. Oh my gosh, Colby 180 on, backside 270 switch up, Pretzel 450. So
as soon as the Drops, there he goes, 87.3. So Colby with a great score on his first go. And again,
The finals, Steel City Showdown are going down right now. The boys are slaying it, even though it's raining. That's not stopping them. And it's crazy, man. These kids are insane.
next up, we're going to be seeing Evan McEachran coming out of Canada. A regular name now on the competition circuit, one of the top dogs in any slopestyle event, known for his rail skills indeed.
Going big disaster. Oh my gosh.
Well, as the score comes in, 88.7. Again, scales up to 100, so a nice high score there. Now we got another Canadian, the Quebecois, Alex Belmar, 2015 X Games slopestyle bronze medalist, dropping in for his first of 8.
Belmar going for the 450 as well. Oh, with the pretzel 270. So a little bit of different variation on the end, but the same starting trick as we just saw from Evan.
79.7. Score coming in for Alex Belmar. Good start once again.
1 foot 50-50 to 270 switch up to pretzel.
And a 90.3
Wow.
for his first of 8 attempts there for Alex Hall. Now Jackson Karstetter, the youngest competitor out here, just 16 years of age, qualified through from his performance last night in the AM event and then qualifying through the elimination round today.
Jackson with another amazing sort of frontside spinning trick on that one, going
86.7 for the second of 8 attempts out here for young Jackson. All right, now we got Zack Massey coming out of Vermont, getting ready to drop in. And again, another guy that qualified through. Last night he was in the AM event. Today he qualified through elimination round, and now he's in the finals.
Switch to backside 450 out.
Massey checking in with that 78.7 for his second 8 attempts. So now we got Bobby Sullivan, Broccoli Bobby, having a good time. Yes, there he is, dropping in for his second of 8.
Going switch on. Pretzel 630 out over the whole staircase, riding it out all the way across the field. And there, an 81.7, so great score for him there.
And next up, we got Colby Stevenson coming out of Park City, Utah.
Colby Stevenson coming into this rail feature. Backside 360
Wow.
switch up, back swap to switch.
So that first run score of 87.3 and a 94 out of 100 there for his second of 8 attempts to go. And now Sieber Voll, the crowd favorite out here, coming out of Norway. Shatter in the booth here as he might just be moving to Pittsburgh after this is all said and done from all the love he's been getting. Oh my goodness.
There he goes. Switch 270, goes through it, frontside switch up, pretzel 450.
You're 91.7 for that second of 8 runs there.
Here at the top, we've got Alex Hall, another guy, X Games gold medalist, always somebody to watch out for, coming in to the Z-Rail. Oh man, oh, switch on, backside switch up, pretzel 270.
And he'll get a 93 on
Wow,
that one. So
big
Alex
score,
Hall
big
getting
score.
awarded for that technical difficulty there. And now Tucker Fitzsimons out of Hood River, Oregon.
Switch tails, frontside switch up, pretzel 450.
Tucker checking in with a 93.7 at Colby Stevenson.
Here he is going very technical, the right side 270,
Oh,
pretzel 4.
yeah.
Oh my good golly. That was absolutely the most technical rail trick I might have seen all week.
The boys are absolutely going ballistic. It's pouring rain, and the crowd hasn't, minimized, gone smaller at all. So it's pretty epic to see the stoke of PA. Shout out Tom for making it all happen.
And now Alex Hall, our last year here before we get to the top of the order. He's already got a 90.3 and a 93. What's he got for us now?
Oh, going for the blindside 360 switch up. So much action thus far. Just incredible skiing all around. Colby Stevenson, though, so far dominating in that top spot. Evan McEachran in second, Sieber Voll in third. But again, we've only had 3 of the 8 attempts go down. So a lot of opportunities left for all of these athletes to land an additional banger trick and move up that leaderboard. We'll be back with more from the Steel City Showdown after this.
And a big welcome back to the Steel City Showdown, going down at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. I'm your host, Tom Wallisch, and we're checking back in. We have 5 more runs to come from all these athletes, with your 3 highest scores being totaled. Highest score walking away with the top spot, but let's kick things off. Back to the top of the order with Tucker Fitzsimons.
Switch left, 270, pretzel 450, so getting that one, opting for the down flat rail that time over the staircase. So
Fitzsimons getting a 75 for that one there. All right, Cal Carson, originally out of Colorado, grew up skiing in Winter Park. Now Salt Lake City, his home, where he attacks the urban environment there and dropping in for his 4th attempt.
yeah, Cal is fun to watch, always on creative rail style. Oh, switch tails onto that rail all the way through with the backside 270.
Cal with the 81.7 on his 4th go there.
Here's our current leader, and what is he gonna do?
Yeah, he's sitting pretty right now with 2 scores in the 90, 96.3 and 94, and 87.3. Your current leader, Colby Stevenson. He can only build and improve. Oh, my
has he messed up yet? Will he
No.
ever mess up all event?
Now Evan McEachran, he's got 2 scores in the 70s, 1 in the 80s. He needs something big here.
Evan,
Yeah, they're in those rails, but from those transfer jersey barriers, there's just so much force coming in. 90.7. All right, out of Yilo, Norway, this is Seaver Bull dropping in.
Oh, going for the double nose grab. I love that one. So much flavor.
As Seaver Bull's 4th run score comes in 72.3. Now Alex Hall sitting in 6th right now. 2 scores in the 90s though.
Just looking for that next score.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
A-Hall just did back 3 swap transfer, back swap pretzel 2 on the down. That is gnarly.
And Alex Hall with a great go there on run number 4.
97!
Alex Hall, A-Hall.
Oh, very stylish from him in the last run. What are we gonna see now coming into the flat down? 1-footer, backside
Yeah,
switch up, pretzel 270.
But Alex Belmar now, the Quebecois, of course.
450.
Yeah.
Pretzel 450. Amazing from Alex there. And at 89.7, so not quite the 90s, but very close to it, and that's a big improvement for him.
All right, well, there's your current standings right now. It's Colby Stevenson out of Park City in the top spot with Alex Hall, his fellow countryman and U.S. free skiing teammate. Right behind him, just Tucker Fitzsimons here from Hood River, Oregon, coming in switch.
All the way up into 4th after that last jump.
Oh!
Switch tails to blindside 270 out on the Z rail.
But we got 1 more run to go, so that could definitely get shook up here with the 8th and final runs coming your way here at the Steel City Showdown. All right, Colby Stevenson up in the top spot. All he can do now is just further solidify that presence on top of the podium. So here we go, the final attempt for Colby Stevenson, your current leader. What's he gonna do?
270 on frontside. Oh, so still sitting in 1st place. So now that was his opportunity to kind of take command of the situation.
The cut, but Seaver Bull from Norway needs 114.4 to get up on the top spot. So not possible, but doing it for the crowd out here.
Going for the Z rail, front up, back forward. No, Seaver. Oh, that would have been a super high score, maybe, but this is it. This all comes down to this. Our last skier of the night, 1 chance. He needs a 91.4 to take the lead. Alex Hall, what do you got? The whole crowd is here to see you.
91.4 is what he needs to take the lead. Here we go, final attempt.
Switch on, blindside switch up, pretzel 450, saving it for the last run. Could he make it any harder on the judges? He's dabbing, he's skiing in the rain.
Man.
That was absolutely an insane contest. A dream come true for me to be able to host something like that, to watch these all-star pro skiers, AM skiers from around the world come together, celebrate what rail skiing is in the rain. Yeah, we know it rains, but the beautiful thing about rail skiing is it doesn't no matter if it's raining. So let's give a big round of applause for Seven Springs for making us a good
I don't know, it couldn't have ended better. I mean, the final conclusion, having Alex Hall have one last attempt to score above Colby and dropping in knowing I gotta land this. That's like a Hail Mary throw at the end of the game. I think that final run, doing that trick at that time with that pressure, is fun to watch no matter what. If you're into skiing or action sports, great. If not, still pretty cool. He was able to do that one under the pressure, in the rain, at the last second. One of the coolest stories of the whole event to me is Tucker Fitzsimons coming from the AM qualifier into the pro event, qualifying through into the pro finals, and then eventually besting some of the absolute world's best skiers to get on the podium. I think it was so cool to see skiers from all over the world come, not only perform at an amazingly high level, but just skiing in the rain, having fun, smiling the whole time. The fans came out, the athletes all stuck it out, had a blast skiing in the rain, and showed that rail skiing, unlike any other event in free skiing, literally doesn't matter on the weather. I learned to ski in Pennsylvania, and to be able to bring pro skiers from Utah like Josh Christensen, Olympic gold medalist, or Alex Hall growing up in Switzerland, and these guys that are like from all over the world, to bring them to Pennsylvania to go skiing in the rain is just really cool for me. It's about the community, it's about the people. And it just goes to show you that that's all you need is passion for the sport, and it was really fun to have everybody back in Pennsylvania throwing down.